Hi, Joe Cerrone.
And Alan Rosen.
Welcome to CAD 116, Basic AutoCAD, in our weekly Zoom classroom meeting. Alrighty, so this week we're introducing Module 4. Module 4 has this general design assignment where we're going to complete this polyline drawing. And then you're either to choose the mechanical drawing or the architectural assignment. Here's our mechanical drawing. And here's the architectural assignment. There's also another general design assignment that can be viewed as bonus called this O-Snap drawing. As we take a look at the other links that we have our chapter objectives. We have a link to our OpenCAD, which is a website that just has some content information for you. And then we have some introduction videos for how to do the drawing assignments. If we look at some of those videos, we have a video on how to do the polyline assignment. The polyline assignment basically will just have you download the polyline drawing and then go through and create the geometry using polylines. We talk about some drafting standards and things like that. Some of the information as we look at it is just content that we feel that is useful within the Module 4. So as you view the videos, you don't have to memorize them or anything like that. They're just there to assist you in learning how to work with these different applications for AutoCAD. Here's the other video for the object snap instructions for O-Snap. And O-Snap is a very useful tool to be able to grab onto endpoints, midpoints, and things like that. Here's the lab for the architectural drawing, and here's the instructions for that. It's basically a vending machine room. And so as you walk in this room, there's a countertop here, and these would be like your coffee machine, your snack machine, your refrigerated snacks, and maybe something else here, maybe another pop machine. And then there's just a couple of areas for trash and recycling and a double door. And then as we look at the mechanical assignment is set to be drawn on AutoCAD and then produced on a CNC machine, a computer numerical control machine. And so this would be how we would lay out the drawing for that. If we come back to the main splash page, here's the B-size title block that you can use for the mechanical assignment. I would use the architectural B-size title block for the architectural lab if you're going to do that. Back to the content section. There we go. We are following the outline of topics, and so if we look at the outline of topics, today is October 13th. We're looking at draw commands from Chapter 8 and Chapter 9. And this is a new book, and so as we go through the outline of topics, the blue instructions are the reading instructions, the green are the lab assignments, and the red are the quizzes that you're to take. If we look at the chapter from the textbook on draw commands, essentially what we're looking at is going through and being able to work with these different draw commands, the concepts for them. And the book is really very good as a reference. As you read through it, learning how to draw by reading is kind of a difficult task, and that's why we have the videos that go through and outline the topics. And so in this module, we look at different ways to input coordinates using the mouse, dynamic input, and line input, and then basic commands for drawing lines, point to point, relative polar, and methods of input for that. And so it's a great way to kind of use as a reference as you go through and you create these different geometries, things like how to use the point command, how to set up different point styles. And we talk about those in the video as well. working with polylines, being able to change the polyline width. And the reason we like to use polylines is because they're closed boundary shapes. And when we work with these closed boundary shapes, like these polylines, the reason we like to use them is that because we have the ability to go through and to model them and to do 3D applications with them. So for example, if we were to take and copy this polyline change to a perspective like an isometric view and a conceptual, we could extrude this into a shape that we can then use to analyze in 3D print. If we look at the quick properties, it's a 3D solid. The other thing we can do with them is we can calculate the area on them. And so if we were going to go to our drawing utilities and look at things like the area, we can calculate the area of an object by clicking on it. And so it tells us the area is 1.22, 1.2188, depending on how many decimal places of accuracy we're working on with that. And that's a very useful tool because we can go through and have these polygon type shapes and calculate out the area, which we could use for things like calculating out square feet for carpeting or wood flooring or other applications as we go into CAD. And then we show some other applications like how to use the sketch command to be able to draw things like topological maps, and then how to use draw commands like the spline and point command to be able to plot X and Y coordinates on a graph. And so just general design type work, different applications for using CAD. And then as we look at the drawings themselves, here's our mechanical drawing. And what we want to do is to use proper layers and line types. And so as we go through and we work with these different objects, object lines are created on the object line layer. Dimensions, I can turn off the dimension line layer, I can see the part. I can turn off the center line layer. And then I can use this on a CAM system to go through and to create prototypes. You can add the solid model as well. And that's basically the assignment. You're either to do the mechanical or the architectural assignment. And I also believe there's some videos, some updated videos in the content section for Module 4. As we go through and we update to our newer textbook, we're also dropping in videos and tutorials for the object snap instructions. And then here's the training videos that go with the Chapter 8 and Chapter 9. And so if we were to look at that, the teacher videos are what I would head for first. Here's our module explaining the bookwork from Chapter 8. As you can see, I've talked about polylines before. And then things like copy commands, modify commands, being able to draw circles and arcs, outlining the topics in the textbook, as well as these other teaching videos for Chapter 9, which go through modify commands. Commands like move, mirror, object selection, being able to rotate objects, so it's really just a demonstration of the textbook concepts. And again, we don't monitor your video progress. We're just creating that content for you to make your job easier as we go through and we create these different things for you. Alrighty. Back to the main splash page. Be sure to stay on top of the quizzes. Every week we have a quiz, and so take the Module 4 quiz, and then be sure to turn in the assignments to the assignment folder. And then as we look at the Module 3 assignment from last week, Module 3 was these plates. And then one of the plates are the general design assignment, and then you're to choose either the mechanical drawing or the architectural drawing. Place them in the Dropbox. And Module 3 assignments are due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Alrighty, Al, is there anything else that we want to cover before we end the Zoom meeting?
No, not at all. It's fantastic.
All right, well, remember, if you do have any questions or concerns, or if things get busy, email us. You can always ask for an extension. But, we're just continuing to move along, following the outline of topics. And we hope you have a good day, and we'll see you online next week.